Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Episode 16 of SKIBIDI Multiverse was just released, and it seems like we have a new mommy in town, and for the first time ever it seems like someone can rival the certain individual called TV Woman, who actually might be with elite cameraman after what we saw in the bloopers of episode 15. Don't ask what she could rival her on, you already know the answer. Besides, the addition of DRILLWOMAN today's episode was totally a nightmare for the Alliance, and it seems like this series is getting more terrifying day by day. This episode really had a lot going on, and something really weird happened at the end of the episode. And for the first time in the SKIBIDI Multiverse series, someone talked normally. This person actually was someone you might know, and it was none other than a just cozy cameo. Even though this was a playful cameo, it might actually have some lore meanings behind it because of how it went through. But before we get into all this, you should like this video and subscribe to the channel if you enjoy these videos. Anyways, here we go. The episode starts with the POV cameraman running from something in a very scary alleyway. We push the trash cans and everything around us to block the road while we are running away, but that probably won't help what's coming for us. Seconds later, a cameraman falls down in front of us, and in this frame we can actually see something weird. On the window up top there seems to be a TV monitor, and I think this is the first TV monitor that we've seen in this world that's open inside a house. It seems to be open because it's glowing, but I'm not sure. This also might not be a TV, but it seems like it. Right after this scene, a new toilet with the same hand scientist toilet arrives at the scene, and if you have watched my last video where I showed some leaks from this episode, you would know that this toilet is a crazy looking one. He literally kills off the cameraman as if he is torturing him, and suddenly turns to his left to look at us with his terrifying eyes. Here we can see that his skin was either painted white, or he is as pale as someone can get, and he also has black paint around his mouth and eyes.
This blood looks like he literally came out from a horror movie.
Hey, where did you come out from? Weren't you with TV Woman?
Oh, that? You don't gotta worry about that. After the creepy toilet sees us, the POV cameraman jumps inside the window and starts running for his life. The second we open the door, we see 3 other cameramen in front of us, and this is the exclusive leaked scene I showed you yesterday. Other than this, we can see many cameramen dead on the floor, and the cameraman on the left of us seems to have tripped and he is trying to get up. But sadly, things won't go his way. Everyone in the vicinity is literally scared for their lives, but when we are running, we see another all-away and decide to go in. But for some reason it says nightmare on the wall. It looks like it should say emergency because of the red neon light and the font. This sign might be referring to the toilet that's chasing us, and maybe his name is Nightmare Toilet. Or maybe it has a deeper meaning that we don't know of yet, but one thing is certain. Each episode is getting more scary, and it has to do something with the SKIBIDI Apocalypse folder we saw at the end of episode 13. While running, we suddenly get hit by something, and it's none other than a cameraman head. The cameraman next to us probably hears the sound of the hit and looks behind for a second just to continue on running and literally leaves the POV cameraman alone. To be honest, I would have done the same thing, but that's beside the point. Once we look back, we are greeted by a very weird scene because there are about 5 beheaded cameraman bodies. Last time I counted, there were only 2 cameramen behind us, and if we roll back the footage a little, none of these cameramen were here while we were running. So the real question is, where did these bodies come from, and how did this nightmare bozo toilet kill them? It also looks like his glowing eyes are gone, and he looks a little more normal, even though he doesn't look normal at all. If you look closely, you can also see that he has 2 rocket launchers beside the 2 hands he has, which allows him to fight both melee and ranged. After this scene, instead of rushing to kill us, he suddenly starts moving to the right side, and we can see another cameraman trying to escape, but blood gets shot with a rocket just to explode. We all know that a regular cameraman is not surviving something like that. RIP. But that's not the crazy thing, because suddenly, a dozen of cameraman heads start flying, and it seems like the Nightmare Toilet found a batch of cameraman hiding there, or that were planning move behind him. We can see this horrifying scene through their shadows. Until this part of the episode, it was pure massacre and nothing else. One cameraman tries to attack the Nightmare Toilet with the stun gun, but it sadly doesn't work, and he also gets beheaded. Right after this, with a sudden move, the Nightmare Toilet rushes into us, jump scaring the frick out of us. And we get a very good look at his ugly face, even though we never wanted to. It seems like his face is cracking, He has eyes literally popping out of his eye sockets and blood has silver teeth. I guess Scientist's toilet is broke because he could have put some expensive golden teeth. But this isn't where the POV cameraman dies, and it's all thanks to one lovely angel, the new hotshot in town, the drill woman. The nightmare toilet suddenly gets shot by a nail, and you probably thought it was the nail gun drill man, but this nail suddenly becomes red and explodes, distracting the nightmare toilet. And when we look to our right, we see a beautiful woman coming towards our way to save us. If we look carefully, we can see almost all her tools in this frame, but if you look more carefully, you'll see that her two huge drills jiggle for a second. Don't ask me how I noticed that. Anyways, she seems like she has drill arms behind her back with 3 drills on each, and if I'm honest, she looks like the definition of a torture machine. She also has 2 hand cannons. The one on her right hand is a nail gun, and the one on her left hand seems to be a drill gun. Not gonna lie, let's watch her walk into the scene one more time just for the sake of it because she is so goddamn.
Hey, enough simping, bruh. I get that she is a different type of breed, but we'll talk about that after the video in private. Anyways, after she shoots the nightmare toilet, we look back at the nightmare toilet, and he is so mad, but we get to see the nightmare toilet from the side, and it's worse. Blood literally lost his nose, just like Voldemort. Thinking about it, his skin color is the same as well. I guess this is a Walmart version of Voldemort. Right after we get another look at Drill Woman, and she uses drill arms to throw a big trash can, but that's not all, because right after we get to see the real pure strength of her. She pulls a whole car with her drill arms and uses her own strength to literally throw a whole car at the nightmare toilet. Honestly speaking, that's crazy. I wonder how much she can bench. I personally wouldn't want to go against her. If we actually get serious for a second, we really haven't seen any normal-sized troop that powerful until now. Yes, the Titans can pick up cars like they are picking up candy, but I don't think any of the special agents can pick up a car like that. The car throw actually pushes the nightmare toilet back a lot, but it doesn't really do much damage. We can also see that he used both his rockets, so he is out of options. And right when he tries to get near the beautiful drill woman, she shoots 2 drills from her drill arms right into the nightmare toilet's eyes. She doesn't just have strength, beauty, and intelligence. She also has crazy aim. When this happens, we can actually see blood coming out of nightmare toilet's eyes, but it's weird because it's not red. It's clearly black blood. We know that if he was a robot, blood wouldn't have come out because we have seen mechanical toilets before. Maybe this is actually a new breed of toilets that was engineered by the Scientist's toilet. The nightmare toilet literally goes crazy after going blind, and while he is having his tantrum, Drill Woman slowly walks behind the nightmare toilet, and not gonna lie, she walks like a model literally all the time. She uses her drill arms to drill a hole in the armor of the toilet and flush the nightmare toilet. But if you look carefully at her drill arms before she drills the hole, it's clear that her drills don't reload after shooting a drill. That's a big downside if you ask me, and might be crucial in one of the future fights if she runs out of drills. After Drill Woman flushes the toilet, we finally get on our feet and give a thumbs up to Drill Woman, leading to something incredible. She literally makes a heart sign with her hands, and I'm 99% sure that this will lead to another simp cameraman case. We are fricked. It was already enough with elite cameraman and simp cameraman.
Stop calling me a simp, brah. I don't simp. I'm a true giga-chad, but the way Drill Woman spins her drill while doing the heart emoji with her hands is kinda cute, to be honest. Right after this, we suddenly hear a noise coming from the left, and once we turn, we see that it's the upgraded bathtub toilet from episode 55. And this huge toilet literally comes as close as it can, and right when they are about to shoot the POV cameraman with their rockets, a huge red beam hits them, making the middle head have red eyes and most likely blind. When we turn our head, we see that it's the Alliance bringing in help. The Dark Speakerman seems like he is leading this small army, and they literally have Titan Speakerman's hand cannon attached to a vehicle. I guess this is one of the most overpowered tools they have now. They start firing beams, killing 2 out of 3 heads, and the last one seems to be able to endure more damage, but before he dies, he decides to escape the scene. And in the next scene, there is an important detail because there is actually a Morse code on the yellow trash, and if you translate it using a Morse code decoder, it says "more horror," literally telling us that this series will get scarier. I wonder how many people lost it when the jump scare happened in today's episode. Right after we see the Morse code, a huge explosion happens, probably because the bathtub toilet was blind and didn't know where to go. But what happens after this point in the episode is a first, and is something that has never happened before. Suddenly, a portal opens up and a weird-looking mutant toilet comes out, and he is trying to push a button on a device, but suddenly he starts speaking. And even before we see his face, if you ever watched Skibidi toilet reaction videos, you probably know who this is. It's just cozy. And it seems like he has a multiversal portal opener device. This is huge because even though it's a funny cameo, it expands upon the Skibidi multiverse and probably gives us a glimpse of the future. Before I analyze this part here, you go watch it once.
Bruh, this stupid device. Now what? Alright, y'all, listen to me. I've come in peace. I don't mean harm. Hey, yo, chill! I was just fucking.
This really is the first time we've heard a toilet speak plain English. And when he turns his back, the Alliance doesn't really greet him well. And even though he says he comes in peace, they try to shoot him with the hand cannon, leading him to escape. And he says something along the lines of, "I was just looking something." But we don't get to hear what he is looking for. Maybe it'll be important in the future, I don't know, but this was crazy. Because he most likely comes from a universe where toilets are not the enemy, and maybe they are the good guys. Maybe in his universe everyone lives in peace, or maybe the Alliance is the enemy. After this encounter, the Alliance might want to start researching portals like this, and in the future maybe we'll get episodes where they travel between universes. This episode was really crazy. Even though there was no Titan action, it really expanded the lore, and the new DRILLWOMAN is hella good. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe to Elite Clockman, and like this video, Elite Cameraman and Clockman out.